Looks like there's rain up ahead, like there's a crack in the heavens. Feels like my day could be turning, like I can tell that my luck's gonna change. If you could see me now, I'd probably let you down, but that's enough for me. You got me begging, baby. Looks like I'm on my knees again. Feels like the walls are closing in. Looks like I'm on my knees again. Looks like the tables are turned, like there's a change in the weather. Feels like my time is returning, like I'm about to get out of this cage. If you could see me now, I'd probably let you down, but that's enough for me. You got me begging, baby. Looks like I'm on my knees again. Feels like the walls are closing in. Looks like I'm on my knees again.
Take it slow, but it's not typical. He already knows that my love is fire. His heart was a stone, but then his hands rolled. I turned him to gold and it took him higher. But I'll be a daydream, I'll wear your favorite things. We could be beautiful, get drunk on the good life. I'll take you to paradise. Say you'll never let me go. Deep in my bones, I can feel you. Take me back to a time only we knew how to wait. We could waste a night with an old film, smoke a little weed on the couch in the bathroom. How to wait. Say you'll never let me go. Say you'll never let me go. Waste a night with an old phone, smoke a little weed on the couch in the background, hide away. Say you never let me go. Say you never let me go. Say you never let me go. Say you never let me go.
'83 caddy with the big square body and the wheels got tucked in. Chewing on a cigarette, looking at me funny. What the fuck you smoking? Pop a Tommy collar, then I pop a couple mushies and I let that shit soak in. Walking to the party and my neck is on Bugatti. Old bitch got frozen. Goddamn Lucas and boots on my feet. Punch the gas till my leg falls asleep. And you know how it goes, and it's sweet. Texas tea. Watch skeleton, baby, wanna bone me. Record companies really tryna clone me. Got these motherfuckers singing karaoke. No one's genuine, but they gon' ride my pony. Show the titties off, everybody notice me. Yeah, I'm very pretty, everybody wanna see. And I'm pretty used to everybody yodeling. Now I got that bitch yodeling in bed. 20 necklaces on guillotine. Call me daddy, she from Abilene. Yeah, you know how it goes, ain't it sweet? Texas tea. Pour me something that's taller than me. Ecstasy when a drink hits my teeth. Yeah, you know how it goes, ain't it sweet? Texas tea. Neste deserto seco e árido, nem gota, nem tempo. Tudo que tenho é a solidão. Me sinto perdido, um cachorro batido, banido. Neste abandono de mundo, menina. seco e árido. Nem gota, nem beco. Tudo que tenho é a solidão. Me sinto perdido, cachorro batido, banido neste abandono de mundo, menina.
De
la route était chaude, il est prêt à le temps. Les tourterelles roulées dans l'épaisseur des feuilles.
Viens, deux. Viens de trīs, 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 trīs, viens de 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 trīs.
Les gens paresseux ne bougeaient pas. J'ai oublié de dresser mes cheveux.
Viens de trīs, viens de.
Si jouait sur ma joue. La rivière coulait tranquille sous la rive ombragée. Les tourterelles roulaient dans les feuilles. La poussière de la route était chaude. Il est prêt à le temps. Les tourterelles roulaient à faire brasser. J'étais seule sur le balcon.
Vienas, du.
So what's up, Connect? All right, all right, all right. Do we think we have everybody from both the spaces that we have? Can you see all of your friends and teammates and comrades and challengers, enemies, everyone? All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so should we kick off? Yeah? Oh no, actually, yeah, quite a few people coming in. Yeah, come around. There's still a few spots left. Try to find a place, and we're gonna kick off in a few minutes. Oh man, I feel so weird when the camera is staring at me. Fuck it up. All right. Yo, what's up? Oh, Jesus Christ, this is jokes. Oh my God. I didn't really expect anything like this. So, well, first of all, everybody welcome. Thank you very much for coming over this Friday. It's Friday, right? Yeah, the day's been flying for us actually. The last 2 days, the last 48 hours were quite crazy. I hope you enjoyed the space. We actually put quite some effort and love into it. And yeah, welcome aboard to Hackathon co-hosted by Cursor, Base Space, and AQ22. Woohoo! Oh yes, yeah, look at that. These are the fruits of our very difficult labor and working hours we put in. Basically, everybody gave us some money, so that's really nice. That's why we can sponsor the prizes, yeah. And yeah, there's quite a few things up for grabs. I do see some familiar faces. Some of you have come to our previous hackathons, web hacking weekends, met us at some of the Shippy days. Yeah, very nice. So that's. Oh yeah, by the way, I was actually told to inform you that we're live streaming this thing. Yeah, we have someone sort of like HR-ish that started giving me those headaches, but yeah. So the camera is on, smile, don't steal anything. If you do steal, then bring it back. All right, so yeah, some of you know what Base Space is, some of you don't, so I'd like to give you a bit of a intro on what we are up to. Oh no! Don't do anything. Bah. Right, so Base Space is an invite-only community for cracked founders. So what is a cracked founder? Just like Red Bull is for extreme athletes, Base Space is for cracked builders that want to become base founders. As you can see, boom, boom, boom. We took some inspiration from Red Bull. But TLDR, what we want to do and what we do is we create value. We add to the value of Lithuania and created $20 million value by base founders in the past 90 days. So big applause to the teams. Super, super fucking cool. Right? So what that means basically that 4 of our teams fundraised at really good valuations and we are able to brag with the numbers. So if anybody wants to contribute or give us a bit more money, you're welcome. I'll share my Revolut nickname, right? So that's cool. Yeah, last hackathon, as I mentioned, I saw quite a few of you coming over again. It was quite fun. It was at Talent Garden, I think 6 months ago, something like that. That was pretty sweet. VCs were saying that, oh my God, this is the best pipeline ever, yada yada, and none of them are here now. I'm sus, right? But yeah, basically we had quite a few cool people building. 2 teams went full send. So what they did, they quit their jobs, raised pre-seed from Practica and Perspect, our beloved funds and fund managers. The other 2 teams got 60K grants from an accelerator, so that's another big achievement. So now it's time for you guys to cook, right? And to be able to cook, we ask for some help, right? We ask for some partners to contribute, give us some ideas, and infra. So the kitchen setup comes from Dagbera and Telia. I have to do this, okay? Yeah, super cool. No, actually, if some of you know that just before the event, the optics cable has got cut off, so we didn't have internet, and we had to figure it out. So there's even a Starlink on the roof. We have maybe 5 spots that I'll show later how to connect to. Anyways, ingredients. Bright miškai, gaidelis, linksmonadas. So feel free to roam around, pick up some snacks, have some nibble. Don't do too much of it, because you're gonna get shivers. We also have fires and crackers, our other partners. So super nice, actually, that they are putting effort and also giving us cash to do these things. Yes. A bit. Thank you. Right? Yeah. And a few recipes, actually, that we've been cooking for you guys, provided by some OG cooks. Jesus Christ, I thought that I made a mistake. And in the last word, ooh, okay, the one and only Chris from Sintra. Chris, come over, where are you? Woohoo! Right, so partner track, mission, AI agents. Chris, you have 5 minutes to give us a bit of an idea, what's up, and yeah, off you go.
Okay, nice. Thanks, Jonas. So maybe to not waste a lot of your time, me and Jonas actually met when he came up and he said, oh, cool van. And then we basically spent like weekends and nights in Palanga building and doing stuff. So background of Sintra, I have no technical ability. I'm a marketer. And I basically started Sintra because I had an idea on Thursday to sell ChatGPT prompts. I just found this idea on LinkedIn. And then I went back the entire day on Friday with this idea. And then Saturday, we sat down with Karolis was somewhere there, I think. So he built like hand-built prompts. We built a landing page over the weekend, and then we launched on Monday, and we named it Sintra just because it sounded cool. So that was the background of Sintra. It was built over the weekend. So I think it's quite symbolic. And then we launched. So I guess to give you some inspiration, maybe like you can actually do a lot of things over these next 48 hours, and it might not like just be like a fun side project, but it actually could turn out to be a real business, and like we had no idea at the time. Our space is in the SMB space, so we help small businesses grow. We try to like build a lot of cool things. So we have like 5, 6-ish ideas that you could guys work on. They're gonna be in the Discord chat, I think. So one is gonna be like just basically anything that helps a small business grow, like managing inbox, responding to customer inquiries. We even thought of an idea of like a Tinder for small businesses, like if you could connect, small businesses, build like partnerships for them, like just agents basically act as like the middleman. So yeah, just explore cool ideas. You can do shit and you can build stuff for the weekend in 48 hours. It's like gonna be a real thing. Our prize is gonna be a DJI Avata, like a drone with FPV goggles, which is quite sort of symbolic what's happening over the wall here in Belarus. So, if shit hits the fan, you'll guys be the ones to do something about it. So yeah, go build cool stuff.
Amazing. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, so just FYI, we will have a Discord channel where we're going to post all of the details of the partner track challenges and some ideas yeah. That will get sorted out. Yeah, we'll do that. Right. Next on, we do have Carlos from Eneba. Carlos, come over.
Hey, so I'm not going to take a lot of your time. The idea here is that we send a couple of ideas that you could pick up and do things. Those aren't really Eneba-centric, but they're kind of gaming and marketplace related. Feel free to pick them up. I'm not expecting excellency, deployed stuff, or anything like that. I just want you to solve the core of these issues. If you're making a Flappy game clone, make it actually AI generated. If you're doing something about scraping or generating stuff, do the AI part as well. So build the hard part for those, and we're gonna send you some prizes. Yeah, thanks.
Awesome, awesome. I actually used to have a gaming studio. So if anybody wants some help how to build cool games on Discord or like in general tech-based games, come over. Right. I really don't know what the next slide is. And it is, all right, okay. Oh, these two guys, yeah, come over, come over. Yeah, so we have David from AQ22.
Yeah, hello everyone. It's an amazing event, yeah. So I want like huge applause for like base guys. Yeah, so all these hackathons start like when I get like email from Ben from Cursor. Maybe you want to do like some hackathon in Zurich that I previously lived, and I say, no, let's do it in Lithuania. And then he accepted, and I go to like base because I know that they know how to do these things, and here it is. And today we have like this very special guest, Nick Miller from Cursor, straight from San Francisco. Nick, where are you? Oh, you're here. So before Nick starts showing you what Cursor is doing, you have like Q&A session. I want to say like we will give each participant 20 euros to build on Cursor. So let's find me after all the talk, and I will send you like all the links how you can redeem all the credits. So Nick, it's yours.
Hey everybody, really excited to be here. My name is Nick Miller. I am a field engineer at Cursor. So what that means is I work with companies that are interested in using Cursor, interested in using AI to kind of reinvent how they build. I have been at Cursor for 7 months. I was employee number 26 at Cursor. It was a very small team. First week of February is when I joined, and we're now at like 160 people, so it has really taken off. You know, it's funny how many agents this person asks. We actually, some of you may know about Background Agent. And so we have like about 40 engineers right now, and I saw a graph recently that showed the number of PRs per week, and Background Agent is like 10x what every single human engineer is doing at Cursor. So I started as a software engineer, product manager, CTO, founder. I discovered Cursor a little over a year ago. Changed my life, as I'm sure a lot of you can identify with. And now I get to talk to users like you. Super excited to be here and just like blown away at what I just walked into here and what you guys are doing this weekend in the community. So really excited. Wanted to spend most of this time just doing some Q&A. It's really fun to like, talk to you, answer questions about the product and the company, techniques, anything like that. But thought I would give you just a quick kind of run through of where Cursor is going. We have a new version that we just released today. I think it's available 1.6 to everybody. And then for the first time, we actually have a roadmap. We dropped an internal document a couple weeks ago with a roadmap all the way to January. Before that, like we were lucky if we had 6 weeks of roadmap at this company. So kind of give you some high-level idea of where we're going. let me just skip through here. Let's see, I'm going to skip that. So, x.com/nickWM. Or nick@cursor.com if you guys want to reach out. Would love to connect with you. Have any questions you want to talk after this, would love to talk to you. So we have a new 1.6 that came out today. You guys, if you haven't already installed it, there's a few key features. One is custom slash commands. This was kind of in beta in 1.5, but I'm super excited about this. So custom slash commands, you have the .cursor directory where there's a rules directory where you set up your rules. There's now a commands directory that you can add there, and you can add one or more markdown files where you can just write in natural language a prompt or instructions, and then in the input field in the chat pane, if you press the /, a contextual menu will come up there, and basically every command that you have in that file will appear that you can run. So I'll give you an example. Earlier today, I was building like this full stack application, and I had backend that was like Python and Fast API. I built a command to spin up that Fast API server. So I just kind of created sort of like a rules file, but just in natural language, a command file that gave it the command to clear the port and start up, and now I can just hit / and hit that command. So super powerful. Excited to see what you guys do with that. We have a summarization trigger now, so now in the chat you can hit / summarize, and it will kind of summarize all the context in that context window down, so you can kind of keep working in the same session but conserve your tokens. And now we have MCP resources support. So those of you that are kind of more familiar with MCP, the protocol includes support for different data like files, database schemas, application-specific information. So that is included in 1.6 now also. Just kind of looking ahead at kind of what I think you can expect from Cursor in the next 6 months, let's say. Obviously, all of this is subject to change. As I'm sure you know, this space moves really fast. Things evolve kind of every couple months with each new model that comes out. But some of the things that we're really focused on and working on. One is a new agent layout. So this is something actually that's in beta in 1.6 and is continuing to evolve. And basically what this is putting much more of the focus on the actual agent in the chat pane. So you can actually open up the interface and not even see the file tree and really be focused on prompting and also the terminal. You know, our engineering team is about 40 people now. Pretty much no one is writing code by hand anymore. We are basically just iterating with like a thinking model, getting a plan together, getting it really airtight, and then just kind of one-shotting that and letting the agent do the work. So we really see this as kind of the future. Not that you shouldn't look at your files and not that you don't want to kind of get into that granular perspective at times, but this is kind of a new way that you can use the UI where you're really just focused on the agent. You can always unfold it into the full view, but we've been using this a lot and really excited about it. Another feature that is coming is a planning mode. Again, kind of going back to really iterating on an idea. Like for me personally, I think in the last few months, some models that have come out like 4.1 Opus, Sonnet 4, it is pretty amazing what you can do just having a conversation with these models and shaping an idea and iterating it down to a plan. And as I was saying, if you can get that plan really airtight, you could really pass that to some of these more modern models and they can just take off and build it from start to finish. So a planning mode that is really designed towards building those plans with tasks and subtasks and a UI that's really optimized for that. Parallel agents is something that we're really focused on. So right now you can like run multiple agents in multiple tabs, but you know those agents will kind of trip over each other and kind of collide sometimes. You can run multiple background agents, but they're all separate branches of your code. So we're doing a lot of work to kind of figure out how parallel agents can really work together without those sort of collisions. And this is just kind of what we do, like a lot of sort of internal testing and building because we're using Cursor and you can do that really quickly. This is kind of one mock with like a Kanban sort of board that we've been playing with. And then sub-agents. This is something I'm really excited about. The idea that you could kick off an agent and then it could spawn sub-agents that are specialized for the different tasks within that kind of overall task. and that those sub-agents could actually maybe even use different models that are optimized for whatever their focus is. So this is something else that we've been working on that I think is really going to change things for Cursor. And then making it faster. I'm sure most of you, like when you first discovered Cursor, like me, just like blew your mind, completely changed your life. You couldn't believe what you were able to achieve in such a short amount of time. And then, like any piece of technology, you start to get used to it, and you know, things start to feel too slow. I know for me personally, like I will prompt the agent. Sometimes if it takes a few seconds to respond, I'm kind of tapping my watch, looking at ways on how we can really speed things up. There is going to be probably a new release here in the next week or two where you will have a model choice that is going to be exponentially faster. Faster than how quickly your mind can go, let's just say that. So super excited about the work we're doing around models and optimization, what we can do for speed. So anyway, that's kind of a quick overview of sort of where things are going. I know you guys are excited to get to building, but I wanted to open it up, sorry, I have an alarm going off here, and take any Q&A. If anybody has any questions about the company, the product, strategies, anything, yes? 1.6 is out as of today, yes. So what you, well, all right, we may actually still be rolling. I think the official release was today. Just a tip, if you're brave, if you go into settings and go to beta, you can choose your update release and you can choose early access. The way that we have been rolling out releases for the last few months, which is a much better system than what we were doing before, is we'll now, 1.6 has been in an early access release for probably about a week. We're kind of slowly rolling it out before it's officially released. So if you switch over to early access, you will get opted into that early release. And things are now actually, thanks to Bug, to be honest with you, our releases have gotten more and more stable. I'm on early access. I used to be a little bit of sort of like a kind of Russian roulette when you would hit that update button, but I feel like now they're pretty solid.
Can I follow up on your agent layout update? It seems like Cursor was the step up for vibe coders to move on to actually editing the source code. Now you're moving away from source code. Do you see a future where there is source code development for devs along, or it's just like reviewing PRs and that's it?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think knowing the fundamentals is still really important. But if you look at, like, as I was saying before, if you look at like our engineering team, they're not really writing code. They are iterating on plans and passing that off to the agent. And I think we really see a place where we are going to continue to kind of get more and more separated from lines by lines of code. Doesn't mean that it's not important to understand the code, not important to understand the fundamentals, not important to understand the structure, not important to be able to go in and see what's going on. I'm sure all of you who maybe have been using Cursor for more than a few months have noticed pretty significant change in the last few months with some of the models that have come out. I mean, you can really lean on these models now to plan and build and really run quite long duration tasks. So I think, yes, half of our users are still using Tab as their primary tool in hand coding, but we are seeing a pretty quick shift moving over to agent and yeah, not getting into the file. So, yes.
So you've just mentioned that in Cursor, you're moving away from using tab and iterating between basically the different approach to building, especially just rely fully on the AI agent to do all that work. Personally, I find that there's still quite a lot of PR review to be done. Sounds like it isn't in Cursor. So what that formula is in Cursor, what is that air type, and how does that look like?
Sorry, could you say the last part again?
Basically, what is that formula that works in Cursor that you don't need to do that much PR review?
Yeah, so I think, first of all, you know, the nice thing about Cursor is it kind of meets you where you are. So I think that we are sort of on the bleeding edge of where engineers are going, but by no means is that the way to use Cursor, the only way to use Cursor. As I said, like about half of our users still are hands on keyboard writing every line of code. So I don't, and even this new mode that we're releasing, I mean, just one option in UI, and I sure is that there is several different tools in that tool, and which ones are best for you, right? There isn't necessarily one right way to using Cursor. But I think with what the agent, also with BugBot, you can really lean on these models to do a lot of that work. And BugBot also is another really important ingredient, I think, in why our particular approach is working. So because we can lean on the models to do the work and put up a PR and have BugBot review that code, and it's reviewing for any bugs juxtaposed against the branch it's going to merge into, BugBot does all of our code review. And it really allows all of our engineers to kind of work independently. Most of the features in Cursor, one or two engineers are owning. It's a very flat organization. And with the combination of BugBot and they're doing all the code review, everybody is kind of really able to work on their own stuff and it comes together.
Yeah, I think it's working. Yes. Thank you for the presentation. I'm just curious, I just wanted to ask, what's your favorite project that you have built on Cursor?
Oh, that's a good question. So probably the stuff I've built like in the last couple months. And the reason for that is that I am, like, as I was saying before, I am just blown away at like what Opus can do, 4.1 Opus. I recently built something, it was a combination of importing data from a lot of different sources that had to go through this ETL pipeline, get stored in a database, and then there were several different AI pieces that allowed you to search that data and generate natural language reports. And there are probably 8 core pieces of this system. I was able to kind of sketch it out in my mind. Actually, what I did often when I'm in an idea phase, I will use the ChatGPT app and use voice mode, and I will just talk to the model in voice mode just about the idea and kind of go back and forth and kind of formulate it. And then from there, went into Cursor. I switched over to Opus. It was Opus 4 then. Kind of laid out my plan, just kind of pasted it in. The model came back with some suggestions and started to put some shape around it. And within about 10 minutes of going back and forth with the model, I had an overarching spec on how to build this really complicated system. I mean, before these models, it would have taken me probably over a week to just do all the planning there. So I had this master plan, and then from there I would break it down to these sub-plans for kind of those 8 different components. And then from there I was able to pass it off to Sonnet 4. And it built these things without bugs. I mean, literally one-shotting them. So I was able to move so fast. I mean, really within a couple days, I built out a beta of this whole system. Now, of course, the thing these models are missing is taste, right? I mean, it'll build out all the kind of mechanics and stuff, but it doesn't have the human taste that we have that you need to interject and really get stuff dialed in and great. But I was able to kind of get everything stood up quite quickly and then be able to do that. So the reason why I'm just so excited about that is it was the most complicated thing I've ever built, and one of the first times the model really carried most of the work, which was amazing to me.
Hi. You mentioned there's going to be a faster model coming up, so it's going to solve the time problem with waiting. So is it a proprietary model that you guys are training and we get 0 credit usage? Or is it going to be some prompt optimization given?
It's going to be an auto model, and we're a very open, transparent company about everything except for auto right now. So auto is something that we use to try out a lot of different things under the hood. We offered auto free of charge for a while, so it's not something we're opening up about. But we're doing some new things that are really be able to speed things up, and we're this close to getting it in your hands. I wish you guys had it for this weekend, to be honest with you. It'd be interesting to see sort of what it could do by Sunday, but it will be here soon for sure. Any other questions? Yeah.
Previously, you were mentioning the bug bot. Are you using some kind of third-party bug bot or internal solution in general?
Yeah, so BugBot is a service that we offer. It's actually a separate charge. Just quickly, does anybody, do you guys know what BugBot is? Like, raise your hand if you know what BugBot is. Okay, so I'll quickly tell you what BugBot is. This is a separate service. Currently, it works with GitHub, and we're working to expand support to a lot of other Git services. But basically, the way BugBot works is that anytime you post a PR to your GitHub repo, BugBot is immediately going to review the code in that PR and look for any bugs that might happen when the code merges into the branch it's going to merge into. And any bug that it finds, it will post a comment on the PR page describing the bug, giving you the code. There's a link there that can take you into the IDE with a pre-written prompt to fix the bug, or you can kick off a background agent. So BugBot, like most of the things we released, is something that we've used internally for many months before we released it to the public. And it is using frontier large language models from other labs and then kind of our own mechanics and system prompts woven in there. And something that's interesting about BugBot, as well as background agent and other features that we roll out, we said about half the stuff we build never actually makes it to market. We're doing a ton of testing and experimenting. And sometimes we have stuff that's really exciting, but like the models just aren't quite there yet to release it to the public. And BugBot was definitely one of those things. It was not until a couple months ago that some key models came out that really got BugBot good, eliminated most hallucinations, and now we've been able to get it out. And it's our fastest growing service of anything we've ever released. Any other questions? I actually am only here tonight, so I'm super excited to talk about the community here. I'm blown away by. I'm so excited to see what you guys are doing, and I know you want to get to work. I'm just like, really can't wait to hear from David where you'll all be kind of by the end of Sunday and what's. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So if I were competing this weekend, I would use a similar sort of approach that I've been talking about. So I would start by kind of talking through what I want to build with my team and kind of fleshing that out, kind of high level. And then I would use a model like Claude 4.1 Opus, or maybe O3, or maybe GPT-5. And I would kind of just spell out, sort of just describe what I'm looking to build and talk to that model. I want you to help me kind of build out a spec to build this out. And typically when I do that, I usually get like about kind of 75% of the idea down to the agent. And then there's stuff that I forget or details that I don't include. When I prompt the agent, I also say like, do you have any questions that you need to clarify? You have any other ideas? Anything you think here isn't quite right? The agent will come back with some clarifying questions. It'll usually have some other ideas. Some are good, some are not good. And I'll go back and forth with the agent, kind of shaping that idea, ultimately trying to create a markdown file that is an overarching spec for that project. Depending on how big you're going to build this weekend, once you have that overarching spec, you might want to then kind of create these sort of sub-specs. Like maybe there's a spec, if you're using a database, like what is the database architecture? Maybe there are some key features where each of those kind of get their individual specs. So you keep talking to the model, referencing that master spec, and then creating additional markdown files with kind of all these sub-specs. So as you get through this planning phase, you ultimately would have kind of a set of markdown files, your like overarching master plan, and then these kind of smaller specs for each of the core features. Then at that point, you are ready to get the agents to work. What I typically do with a spec like that is I'll then ask the agent to create a second markdown file that is a checklist of all the tasks that need to be completed in that spec. So I'll reference the spec and I'll say, okay, now, with this particular feature, I want you to create a second markdown file. I want you to list every single task that needs to be completed as a checklist. I want you to group those tasks into kind of logical phases, and I want you to sequence the tasks in a logical order. Then once I have kind of the full form spec and then the checklist, then I will prompt the agent to get to work. And I'll say, I want you to build out this spec, and I'll reference the long form spec. And I'll say, I want you to work in the order of the tasks in this checklist, and I want you to check off each task as you go. By giving the agent a checklist, when you're asking it to do a longer duration task, it will really help the agent stay on track. Without that checklist, if you just give it the long form spec, it can often kind of get lost, especially if it goes down a rabbit hole on one particular task. It'll kind of forget the bigger picture. But if you give it that checklist, it will stay on track. And you have the added benefit of always being able to look at that markdown file and know exactly where it is because it's checking off each task. And if for some reason your internet goes down or whatever, you know with certitude exactly where it stopped and where to pick up. So I think that longer form spec and then using the checklist is to go, and it really allows you to get these agents to run like 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time. So if I were competing, that is the approach I would take. Iterate on the specs, get the checklist, and then kick off those agents to build, and then kind of keep iterating from there. Yes? Go ahead.
Yeah, so you mentioned writing a spec using Cursor. Is there any benefit of writing a spec specifically in Cursor over just doing it in some other LLM and then copy-pasting it?
There isn't. I mean, I think it's like negligible. I mean, to be honest with you, when I, like the process I just described, in fact, the question earlier about like what am I most excited about building, I actually built that using the Claude website because I like the artifacts and it's kind of a better interface. I know, don't tell my boss I said that. That's why I'm excited about the planning mode because I think it's like a much more comfortable UI to do this kind of work. But I think for the planning, there's not really a lot of the other kind of features of Cursor that come into play. It's really just talking to the model, so it's not as critical. And then just download that as a markdown and bring it in. Yeah, you.
Hello. I would like to ask, maybe there is some good way to define your Cursor rules, to put in all in rules, those things. Maybe you could give some advices for that.
Yeah. So I am a big believer that you should start with very simple rules. And then when you see the model needs more help, you kind of use that as a cue to add your rules. In fact, I would say I have 2 kids, and I take the same approach to writing my rules as I do to parenting. I don't tell my kids what to do and say, don't do this, don't do that, do that. I'm not like that sort of parent. Like, let my kids be free, and then when they need a little more guidance, that is the time that I might make a rule or try to kind of help them, suggest what they should do. And the same thing is true with rules. Your rules should just start with like, what version of the language you're using, what framework, kind of the very basic things that the model needs. And then when you see the model make the same mistake more than a couple times, get confused about the same thing more than a couple times, if you're implementing a particular design pattern, it's not doing it consistently, those are cues I think that you should layer in more rules. I would also stay away from like a lot of behavioral rules to start, like follow my instructions really closely, or that kind of stuff. The models are so good now, like maybe a year ago it would help to add those to your rules, but the models are so good now you don't really need that unless you find that the model is sort of misbehaving and it needs more guidance. I would also suggest using the different rule types that we have. So we have always apply rules, right, which are going to get attached to every single prompt you submit. But then there's apply intelligently, there's pattern matching rules, there's manual rules. And you want to keep in mind that, while your prompting is very important, also what's very important is sort of managing the context window in your chat, right? So every prompt that you're submitting, that's going into that chat session is adding to the context window. The models are going to do best when your context window is as focused and as small as possible. As the context window grows larger and larger and larger, the accuracy of the model will go down. And if you're really jumping around to different topics in that single session, the model is not going to perform as well. So start at every new focus of your work. Try to keep the context window small when you can. And when you're adding rules, keep in mind that an always rule is going to get attached to every prompt. So if you have instructions in your always rule, you're like asking the model to going to do this thing in the prompt, and oh, by the way, do these 40 other things. It's going to break the quality of the model. So think about kind of breaking out what instructions are in your always rule, and then use the other types of rules when these things don't necessarily need to be attached every time.
All right, yeah, we have time for one more question, yeah.
Kind of related to your last point, when designing projects that rely on a constellation of different services, let's say a web app component, a REST service, some native iOS, whatever, would you suggest having a mono repo and then sort of working off that checklist for the whole thing? Or do you separate it out and have checklists for each one service?
Yeah, I would, you know, so if you can separate them, I would separate them. But if you, let's say you have like a main repository and it interacts with like 4 different microservices, right? That's a situation where like when you're building the main repo, the model probably needs awareness of those microservices. So what I would do in that case is I would open Cursor with my main repo, and then you can set up something called a multi-root workspace, where after you open as the root, you can go to File, pull down menu, and you can choose Add Folder to Workspace, and you could actually add the root for those 4 other microservices. So now in Cursor, you've got your main project in the root, and you have a folder for each of those other microservices. And then Cursor is going to index all those files, and then I would recommend creating an always rule that just kind of gives the model sort of a map of what's what. So this folder is X, this folder is Y, and so on, and kind of talk a little bit about the relationships. And that way when the model is like searching for code, it kind of knows what's in each folder. With the example you gave with like an OS X app and this and that, you know, those are maybe less related where like with microservices, it really helps you. You could really do it either way. All right, nice.
All right, Nick, thank you very much.
Thank you guys, good luck this weekend. Appreciate it.
All right, all right, all right. Oh man, I love that American accent. Fucking, I would love to speak like that, you know, one day myself, yeah. When I was in San Francisco, they're like, oh yeah, you're Eastern European. All right. Yeah, but I've learned some Cockney from a friend in London. So yeah, I don't know if that helps. Yeah, East London is not that good. Yeah, so how are we feeling, guys? Yeah, it's 8:20. Yeah. That's good. That's good. There's some links monadas with CBD infused drinks. Maybe lay that off for now. Coffee and Bright is a better choice. We have tonight coming. All right, the clicker. Yes, awesome. Man, I love this game. Fucking hell, I'll do something. Yeah, I can get the thing. All right. Yeah. So. What's up for grabs? Yes. Yeah, so basically what we're going to talk about is money. Right, so we have basically 2 very solid prizes, right? So one of them is sponsored by NetZ. I don't know if we have NetZ guys here. Oh, yay, what's up? Yeah, we have them at the back. Yes, amazing. So the guys are sponsoring a cash prize for the best build. They will be over the whole hackathon. Tomorrow, I think even 3 of them going to be mentoring and helping the teams out. They specialize in B2C. They know how to scale apps in 2 months, million or 2 million ARR. So yeah, cool guys to hang around with, I can say. And the other one, the moon landed for the moonshot track, is the one that we got a deal with Hostinger. So we're going to have 2 scholarships for 12K per team to join us to build that base space for 3 months. Basically, quit your job and come work here, right? So yeah, that's the ultimate goal, right? And importante is that 2 boars, 1 stone. That means that when you're building a partner track, that means that you also qualify for a moonshot track. Okay, build a partner track, take the 1 prize and then the other as well, right? So, how the judging works, right? That's always the question that I'm getting asked at these sort of events. It's very simple. On Sunday from 12 to 2. So actually we're going to have a bit of different agenda. So stay with me here, yeah? Not that simple, to be honest, right? So what we changed is, since we have so many teams, what we're going to do is, an expo is basically where at every single table where you guys sit at 12 o'clock, we will be inviting about another 100 people to come in, visitors, partners, investors, angels, anybody basically. And they will be just kind of walking around, talking to you, looking at your demos that you have recorded for like 60 or 120 seconds, looking at your laptop, maybe asking you a few questions. And at the same time, there will be some secret people walking around that will be choosing the best teams, right? So the 10 selected teams will go on stage to showcase and answer a Q&A for their build. And we're gonna select them at around 2 p.m. and the demo starts at 3 p.m. on Sunday, right? So, selection process. The delusionnaire, the merrier, right? That means be more delusional, the better it is. We don't really need some boring shit. We want some wow factors, you know, like go have some fun, right? And have fun, go crazy, and show me what you got. That's a Rick and Morty reference. Don't know if many of you know, but of course some house rules, yeah? Actually, we have quite a few things, right? So first of all, everybody should be on Discord. That's the best way to reach all of us. All announcements, updates, anything basically goes there, because otherwise it's a bit complicated to catch us. Internet setup, this is a bit troublesome. Yeah, right. So we have multiple router stations set up around space. Depending on which space you're at, you're gonna get access to a certain router. So space 2.1 and 2.2. What this is? Space 2.1 is, or space 2 in general, is the other one on the other side. I will be able to share that as well in the on Discord. But TLDR is this. So this is the very entrance where we have the creator corner, and it has a separate router that we can connect to. It's 5G and 5G and 5G 2.4G. So please, if you can, stay connected to that router specifically, as we'll be like splitting the bandwidth throughout these two. The other side is where we have it at the back, right, where we have that no entry room. So you guys have, I tell you a password, so like you scan QR code or enter the Wi-Fi password and it will work. What I'd like to ask you is, if you can, not to use your phones for the Wi-Fi, maybe stay on your 4 or 5G, and better just use it for your laptops. Right. Then, space 1.2, 1.1, and eating, right? I think I forgot to upload the eating space, food space Wi-Fi. Space 1.2 is basically where we are at right now. So everybody that is sitting around here, you should use this 5G password, 5G access point. And then the 1.1 are the ones that are sitting on the other side of the curtain to use this particular Wi-Fi. And if it doesn't work, it's very bad. All right, I've been trying to call literally everybody that could help us out. So if you just let me know how the things go throughout the night or like throughout the day. We'll try to find some different solutions. I do still have a few other 4G spots ready in case of emergency. So yeah, just keep me posted with the internet situation and we'll figure it out. In the eating area, we also have a separate 4G access point. So if you need to access, if you want to spend time there, you can use that. Right, and keep it clean, right? We don't have that much money to to hire the cleaners, you know, to walk around and do all that nitty-gritty thing. So it's gonna be me. Yesterday or like 2 days ago, I was carrying like finished fish things that been rotting for like 2 days. I don't like that, all right? I mean, please, no, let's not make it happen again. So TLDR, you know, just feel like home, be like home, and take care of it like home, right? And especially when it comes to moving around the places, stay in the same zone, that would be really good. If you want to mingle, go mingle, but then don't log into the other router because like there's a certain number of connections that we can have per spot. Right? Food situation means no situation. Right? So we have some refreshments, we have some gaidales, some nice cookies, crackers, all that thing. We have a bit of snacks to snack around. But you know, we don't have full meals covered, so feel free to order anything from Bolt, or the restaurants around here. There are like a few actually in like 5-minute distance walking. Instructions will be sent on Discord. And yeah, oh yeah, and how to order, where to order, we'll suggest some options. Other stuff, use it, don't abuse it, right? So if something breaks, just let us know. You know, no one's gonna get fined or anything, just let us know so that we can fix it and figure it out, right? It's better than to put it under the carpet. Clean up to yourself, feel like home, treat it like home. Wait, that's it. All right, I was thinking there's one more. Yeah, but that's it. So guys, before we just leave, it would be super cool to, oh, by the way, I want to thank my team. You know, like there's been so many people that have been working to get this thing up and ready. This guy, Ajolas, you know, he's been like all around the place. Yeah, round of applause, yeah. A legend, a man, a myth, a legend, right? We have Lina, we have Ruta, our ladies, yeah? It's very nice to have some women around here, yeah? Like they bring up the spirits of ours, yeah? So we also have Paulus. Where is Paulus? Paulus over there, right? Woohoo! Paulus, thank you very much. And my one and only co-founder, Ignas, yeah. Legendary man, right? So if you need any help, you've seen us, talk to us. We might even have lanyards. I don't know if we have budget for it, so I think it might be printing out right now. So we'll see about that. But before we go, it would be super cool to have a picture for all of us, you know, to basically send that to America to show what we've been doing here so that they send us more money, more prizes, you know, and the next time the 20 euro gonna be 2K per person, yeah? All right, all right, thank you everybody very much. Let's take a cheeky picture, then let's go ship, yeah? Yeah, guys, you can come over here actually. Yeah, come closer to the stage. Yeah, yes. Can we take a picture from here? Yeah? Can we take a picture from here? Like from there? Yeah. Oh, on the stage.
Okay, guys, don't step on the stage. We're gonna take the photo from the stage because we don't know how much weight can the stage handle. So please go back to the sitting area, and from there you're gonna get photographed. Thank you.
One more minute, yeah? So what should we do?
Okay, guys, first of all, quiet, please. Oh, thank you, that worked, wow. Okay, so I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna pose. We're gonna take a few photos because the space is quite large. and yeah, and the technical aspects of the space are not the best for taking a good quality photo, so bear with us. One moment. Yeah, guys, keep your poses, keep your poses, keep the hype, keep the energy. Okay, a few more. We're good? We're good, thank you!